Hello everyone, SirMonkeySuit or Zappy here, back again with Ghost of the Shell Standalone Complex. We are on episode 7 of Season 1, and in the last episode things picked up a bit, didn't they? We had that sort of, that party where the Superintendent General was being hunted down by people claiming that they are the Laughing Man, people claiming that they were ordered to, and sort of blackmailed, and basically a bunch of different people, different jobs. There was even an old man, which who has the literal face of the Laughing Man, which is interesting, because that's not something that is anything to do with hacking into a program to make someone's face like that. I mean, the general representation of the Laughing Man's logo on this guy's face, or that guy's, it's weird. You know what I mean? I don't know if whoever the Laughing Man was took that guy as an inspiration. I mean, but I wouldn't be surprised at this point because it's just so like so alike. So I don't know. That old man's I'm suspicious of that one. But yeah, and we also had Aramaki as well, who sort of said that he thinks that the initial incident that happened 6 years ago, he thinks that back then it was just a seed that was planted for what is happening right now, you know what I mean? And if you want to get my theories and everything in relation to that, then you can go obviously listen to my post discussion on in episode 6. But yeah, I don't think there's anything else to really talk about anyway, so we are going to get into episode 7 and see what we get. If you do actually want to go watch the reaction highlights, the 10-minute version, link is in the description below. There's also a link to the full length there if you do want to watch the whole thing and not just the 10-minute version, then the offer is there for you. But yeah, nothing else to really talk about, so we're going to get in episode 7 and see what we get. So without further ado, let's go. Okay, episode 7, right, another standalone episode, and it was, the only thing I will say, right, is that with the standalone episodes, because obviously the nature of being a standalone is that it's all encompassed within that one episode, right? So it starts out giving exposition on something that's happening at the very beginning of the episode, right? If it's revolving around a certain person. In this case, it was Marcello Giardi, who is considered a legendary hero. Now, with it being a standalone episode, right, everything being encompassed, I wish there was more to go on. I want to know the reason why they were fine letting him just sort of carry on, you know what I mean, at the end, and it was just just let him be, let him go. Because I mean, on one hand it's right, so he's considered a legendary hero, right, that people value in some form or fashion. I don't know why they value him. I don't know what effect it really has on society that he is around. But it's like they were talking about how I think it's just better that he is around than not. And there's something, there's a reason why he there's a reason why they let him just kind of continue on. Because he affects society in some way, and people just see him as a hero, so it's good for him to just stick around. I mean, but that's the thing. It's on one hand, he's a legendary hero that they refer to him as, but he's also a drug lord. So they claim that he's a drug lord that deals in natural drugs, and he comes back, he comes to Japan, what once every 5 months, and meets with the current Kai. Who deal in cyber drugs. But yeah, I mean, the most interesting part, I suppose, is, I think, standalone episodes being what they are, I think they're great for the show, and I enjoy watching them because it's sort of a standalone episode is good for world building. I think it allows us to get into different sides of the society, in this show, and gives me like sort of a you know, it gives me sort of exposition on the world. And in particular in this episode, it was the ghost dubbing equipment that they refer to it as, which I was obviously most interested in. And I wish they kind of went into it more. And that's basically what I'm saying, is that this episode left me a bit unsatisfied with the story involving this guy. Like, I wanted more. I wanted to know the reasons why they let him go. And I want to know, like, you know, more about how he decided to... Because I don't know if it's a case of he knew that he was going to die, so therefore he got into this, you know, this machine or whatever, and knowingly give up his ghost, so that his sort of consciousness could be copied. I mean, the thing is as well, like, talking about, you know, one being dead, because obviously the original is dead. The guy is definitely dead, and in this world, it's more to do with like your state of consciousness. So because you can just upload yourself to an artificial body, it's like you're part of the system. But as soon as your consciousness goes, that's when that's when you're technically dead. So, but like I don't think the way that they were explaining it, it seems as though the dubbing equipment doesn't copy it copies your consciousness, but it doesn't. It's like with the Marcellos, right? All of the artificial Marcellos, everything like that. It's like the lights are on, but there's no one home. You know what I mean? Like, he never talked. There's nothing really. There's no like intelligence there. It's more like he's programmed what he did in life into all of these different, you know, all these different Marcellos, so that he goes about the same routine, you know, which is why he comes back every 5 months. And it's like the Korinkai, they kind of go along with it, you know, as in, like, you know, they clearly have something to gain by keeping him around, you know, and keeping him sort of just being there, because he adds something to society that, you know, they didn't go into either. So that, you know, that's why I say, like, I'm a bit, like, I felt unsatisfied with some of the things going on, because I just wish they explained more about the reasons why, as opposed to how, you know what I mean? And I think that's just the story in general of this show anyway, is like the why things happen, you know. And of course you can do both, on the why and the how, you know, but this episode had a lot of how and not why, you know. So like that's a bit of a shame. I mean, I still enjoyed it, because, you know, there was a bunch of action in this episode. The big sort of bruiser guy that you know, was just you know, especially that first police officer that he just absolutely destroyed. He punched him so hard that his neck broke, and, you know, his head smashed against the floor and the wall, and he was just done. You know, I thought it was interesting as well, like, his abs, they looked artificial, you know, and I think, well, when you're talking about, you know, the reason why he was able to just absolutely destroy that guy with one punch is because he's artificial, right? To some degree, anyway, and I think, you know, he would be mostly artificial anyway, because, you know, the way his abs looked, it just, like, they looked like there was mechanical parts, you know, within it, like, whirring away. You know, but yeah, there was a lot of action in this, a lot of hard punches, you know, which, you know, I always like to see, you know, and the choreography in the show is, like, really cool. A lot of flips, a lot of martial arts, which I really like. But yeah, I mean, I would have liked the show or the episodes to go into more, but you know, it was still fun, So yeah, I mean, with Bato going up to the the toilet and opening the window, that was funny. That was really funny. Bato's great. He's like he's sort of like happy-go-lucky, you know, and he doesn't take things really all that like too seriously, right? And he's having fun with it. So yeah, I really like Bato. But yeah, I mean that's all I've got. There's nothing else to really talk about in this episode. I mean, the standalone ones, it's like, you know, there's obviously not going to be as much discussion as there would be in the complex episodes, you know. But I can just, you know, tell you what I did enjoy, what I didn't. And like I said, the standalone episodes are good for world building, and you know they give us access to parts of the, you know, the world in general that, you know, we may not like ever know about unless it was for these episodes, you know, and it's cool. It's like just like a little sort of detective contained story, the standalone episodes. So you know what I mean, they're interesting nonetheless. But yeah, I mean that's all I've got. So thank you everyone for watching. In the description below I have links to certain things. One of them is the Discord, so you can get yourself over there if you wish. And I also have a Patreon page as well, so if you do want to support me on Patreon, that'd be very much appreciated. There is a bunch of different tiers and rewards there, like early access, $5 a month, gives you access to shows a week early. There's also full length there for $10 a month if you do want to watch the episodes in full and not just the 10-minute version, and you can do with that. And then there's also the exclusive tier patronage there as well, if you do want to see my reactions to movies and stuff. There is, you know, the only movie I've actually reacted to at the moment is the My Hero Academia 2 Heroes movie, but that's available for everyone. But you know, going forward for movie reactions, things like that, you know, that's the tier that you will need to have. But anyway, yep, that's all I've got. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.